Should this squad have won a major tournament?
Yes, because they were there.
Yes or no? Did England have a clear playing style last summer?
Not last summer, no.
Is there simply only one target to win the World Cup?
It is the big target.
Well, firstly, I don't want to get too ahead of myself too early, but after how Thomas Tuchel has been portraying himself in his interviews and that performance last night, I can't help but feel some type of way. But there's something people aren't talking about when it comes to Thomas Tuchel being England manager, but I'll come back to that very shortly. First, I just want to take a look at the things he's been saying in his interviews, and then we'll have a look at last night's game. And we're going to start off with something that has got me very, very excited. When asked yes or no, should playing for England come before anything, he responded, "We cannot force it. I think we could try and install it in the pride and the feeling that it comes first." Now, I'm not sure about you, but that impresses me so much that he says that he wants his players to feel so prideful and proud to play for their country. And he goes on to say that some of the best players in the world that he's managed, the Brazilian, the Argentinian players, they all feel that way about playing for their country, and it gives them a competitive edge when it comes to the big tournaments. And just coming out and saying that, talking about the nation's pride and the pride that you've got to have to play for your country, that killer feeling when it comes to playing for your country, representing your country, he understands that so well, has managed in this country, he knows what the English fans are about, the English football culture, but he knows that playing for the England team means something. It has to mean something. If they're going to go on to win anything, they have to be fully committed in the heart, in the head, and on the pitch more than anything else. I don't want to spend too much time on this as I want to look at the match from last night, but it's just so exciting to hear how he talks about the players, his playing style, and his philosophy. It's music to my ears, and I'm liking everything he's saying. Now let's go on to last night's match. I'm going to take a look at a couple of the players that started in last night's game. And firstly, Miles Lewis-Skelly has had so much criticism with being called up to the England squad, and I have no idea why. It's so pathetic. People are saying he doesn't deserve it or he's arrogant. He 1,000,000% deserves this call-up. He's broke into the first team at Arsenal, kept Calafiori out of the team and played really well. And for a young lad, he's confident on the ball, he's comfortable on the ball, and that comes from his younger days playing in the academy as a midfielder. And I've seen him get absolutely slaughtered in the comments, and it is really, really irritating. It's an absolute joke, if I'm honest. He deserves this call-up. 18, broke into that team, being good for Arsenal. Don't get me wrong, I do think he is a bit rash. He's had a few red cards, but he's got unbelievable quality, potential, and things like that will come with experience. And I think by the time the next World Cup comes, he's going to be starting at left back for Thomas Tuchel in the World Cup in the United States. I thought the centre-half pairing of Dan Burn and Ezri Konsa worked really well. Dan Burn brings a level of height that's unprecedented, and I've always liked Ezri Konsa, especially for Villa, especially this season. He's been fantastic. But I have been thinking, where is Mark Guéhi gonna fit into this situation? I love Guéhi, so I want you to let me know what you'd like to see as our centre-back pairing down in the comments. Now, after the past 12 to 18 months Marcus Rashford's had, I was really happy to see him play the way he did. He looked really positive, he looked really aggressive, on the front foot, attacking, making good runs, and I would have liked to see him take on his man a little bit more, but in a low block, when you're playing a low block, that's really hard to do. But I think it looked really positive for Rashford. He's doing well for Villa. It's nice to see him play for England again. And I think if he continues with the form that he's got at Villa, I can see him going to the World Cup. And the last player we're going to look at is Jude Bellingham. He doesn't need too much explaining. Everybody knows how good he is. But he looked immense last night, and by the looks of things, he was given a licence to just go where he wants, do what he wants, and play how he wants. And I think Thomas Tuchel will take Jude Bellingham's game to the next level, which the manager is so good at, but we'll come back to soon. But yeah, he had a licence to roam, do what he wanted, play how he wanted, come in deeper to receive the ball. But the vision to see that pass for the first England goal under the Thomas Tuchel era, Miles Lewis-Skelly's goal on his debut, that vision was incredible. Straight through three players, fantastic vision. And I could see Jude Bellingham only getting better under Thomas Tuchel. Aggressive. He's brilliant in that role, and I can't wait to see more of him. So they are the players that I was really, really impressed with last night. And I know I'll have missed some. There were other players that played well. Let me know down in the comments the players I missed or the players you were more impressed by. Now, going on to the performance, I thought the performance as a whole was very, very good. I know some people say it's only Albania, but look, we can only play what's in front of us. I thought we were aggressive. I thought we were on the front foot constantly. There was very little backward passing, which was nice to see. Under Southgate, I feel like a lot of the time we were very reserved. We could have been a bit more deadly, lethal, and it was nice to see just that intensity. And that intensity Thomas Tuchel spoke about, which complements how he's been speaking in his interviews. Immediately in the first game, he's got his team playing the way that they need to be playing. However, in the second half, I think it was a lot more flat. I think we needed subs a bit earlier than he brought them on, which was one of Southgate's biggest flaws, and we cannot afford to make mistakes like that in the big tournaments. And for instance, I think last year's Euros, Cole Palmer should have been playing a lot more. Even off the bench, he was brought on too late every single time, and it cost us in the end. That is really the only negative thing I had to say was the timing of the substitutions. I just hope that's not like a consistent thing going forward. I hope he makes big decisions earlier and quicker when we need them in them big games. And I'm sure he will, because he's very, very experienced. The thing that a lot of people aren't talking about when it comes to Thomas Tuchel is that if he wins the World Cup with England, he will eternally live in history as the man who led England to their first World Cup in 60 years. A German man that led England to their first World Cup in 60 years. He'll live in football's history eternally, but also live in England's football history as a living legend. So to anybody that doesn't like it that he's German or doesn't like it that he's not English, please get a grip. Stop being so narrow-minded and be open to what this team could become, because this team has some incredible potential, and the FA has seen this team and said, look, we cannot let this team go to waste. We have to have a style of football that complements these players, and I think it was such a ballsy move to bring a German manager in, and do you know what, I'm all here for it. I think I like the way they're thinking, and he's doing things for me, the way he's speaking in his interviews, playing. Immediately we look better on the front foot, and again, it's only Albania, but you're going to face teams like that, say in the group stages of a big competition. You're going to face low blocks, and he's going to be the man to crack the code to getting us hopefully closer than we've ever been before, and hopefully touching that World Cup. It's only his first game in charge, but I think the words he speaks, he genuinely believes himself. His philosophy is something the team and the nation can buy into and believe in. He specialises in getting the absolute best out of his players, and he will do so with this hungry and ambitious team. The man is a knockout football specialist, a tactician, and his brain is an encyclopedia of football. And to those who still don't like him or believe in him due to him not being English, he may not be English, but he understands what the English fans want and deserve. And he understands the nation's identity. Open your mind and please put your trust in him.